Hey everybody, we're at the Alliance Lamination Plant, and Rob here has invited us over to actually look behind the veil and see how the processes are actually done at Alliance. And they pretty much said there is nothing off limits. So we have Brett here, which is the foreman. Superman?
You got me stuttering.
He's a Superman.
Almost Superman. Assistant plant manager.
Assistant plant manager, and he's going to take us through, and we're going to see how this is really done. And he's going to tell us about Azdel, which we're really excited about because it seems to be the wave of the future.
This is our raw aluminum. This comes straight from the saw. These are the floors that we build. These are the toy hauler floors here.
Yeah.
Made out of the 2.5-inch aluminum. We are the first that, to my knowledge, we're using Azdel on our floors. We're doing some tests, trying to get away from the standard Darko that most units are required to use.
Right.
Take that step out. It's a waterproof barrier that it causes to get away from the Luan.
Right.
Luan and the wood all rots, deteriorates over time. Azdel does not. We've got sample pieces that we purposely soak in water. We soak it in salt water also to get the full weather, rain effect off the roads.
Right.
And it has not deteriorated as of yet. And it's been 2 years now. We've got some that's been soaking for 2 years, and it has not delammed at all yet.
Yeah, it's a great process because putting it on the flooring, to help with that, not only is it lighter, but it's not going to soak up any water.
Right.
So that's going to be a positive once we kind of integrate that into all the kind of manufacturing pieces.
And we have 0 delams as of yet, so it's just proven over time that it holds stronger.
Yeah.
Like I said, it won't hold water. Any water that is taken in will drain out.
Yeah, it can come out.
And does not deteriorate the Azdel at all.
Brad, what we're looking back here is this where our aluminum comes in and we start cutting the pieces and inserting the wood.
Yeah, so we get the aluminum in 288 sticks, bundles is how we receive the aluminum.
Okay.
Then it comes to, we've got 5 different aluminum saw cutters and 1 wood saw cutter. They've got the prints, they've got the cut lists for what every model takes, dimension, size, the different in material. They get that cut list, they pre-cut everything prior to the day's weld. After they get it all cut onto the carts like this, then we've got 3 stick stuffers who, they don't stuff every bit of aluminum, but all your main supports, your floor, your roof,
Where we're going to put
your
the
slide out,
screws in
anywhere
for,
where we need that extra screw
Support.
retention and support. We stuff that with wood. They're also the ones that put the metal on the floors, the 3 people. They stuff it all with wood, and then the next day it goes to the weld shop where they weld it all up. Square the frame, square the openings, doorways, windows, everything gets squared, and then it gets welded. These are jig racks that we have every model of. So it's a simple, put it down, puzzle it up, square it up, weld it.
Brad, what are we seeing over here? Is this kind of staging for the
This is-
floors and the walls?
Yeah, the foam is staging for tomorrow's production.
Okay. So each pallet is 1 coach.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Ish.
This one's a 37.
So it's 32R right there.
Yeah, that's a split with the roofs on top.
Okay.
There's 2 different models there. The floors are set up for tomorrow's run at the plant. These are the toy hauler floors.
Okay.
Their receiver will come get those probably by break time. These are our avenue floors.
Okay.
These will go to the foam department tomorrow. They will get foamed, taped. They'll go on to lamination.
So these are the heater ducts?
Yeah, that's the bottom side, I believe. Yeah, that's the bottom side of the heat duct. So To stiffen up the floors, we had to add tubes where they weren't before. Because a lot of times we get that pre-made, well, it's not pre-made, we make it here, but it's almost like a vent tube. And that's what they put in between the aluminum.
Okay.
To stiffen up the floor, to add rigidity, mainly for the islands and stuff, we went to a different process where we put more gussets through the frame, and then it was simpler to staple these here, and then when it goes to the plant, they put the top piece on, then they insulate the floor, they put their wood on so it's sandwiched, and now the whole thing is a big heater duct instead of just having a smaller, I don't remember the dimensions to it, but this actually gives it a lot more flow.
It's almost like a 3x12.
Yeah.
Really, really tiny duct.
Right.
So as you go through this process, you start building coaches and they come online and you discover, you know, little isms about a model. We're constantly taking feedback, either from our customers, through production, whatever, said, hey, this could be better. So we're consistently improving that process. And this is an example of that in the Valor, bringing more rigidity to the floor, stability to the island, all these kind of things that just increase the reliability of the coach. So
Right.
This is a massive facility. So it's between 110 and 120,000 square feet, right?
think
more in
it's-
there.
And this
yeah.
is just one process.
Right.
It comes in looking like that and ends up looking like a wall or a floor. It's amazing.
And lots in a day.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts to make it all look what it looks like, you know, coming out of routing.
I'm here with Goliath. He's our production team lead here for the lamination process. So he's going to just do a little explanation on how the floors are done and then the sidewalls. So what are we seeing right now over here?
Right now we're running Azdel. We're running the bottom layer. So it's Azdel to Darko.
And this is for an avenue floor?
Yeah, it's
right
for an
now?
avenue floor, yeah.
Okay.
And then you gotta leave an inch and a half on each side of it.
Gotcha.
They'll flush it up to the front and that bottom rail on the side so everything stays nice and square.
All that tape just to keep the foam from falling out, hopefully, but
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
doesn't make it, but put it back together. Now this process makes a really strong but light floor,
Yeah.
right? So the avenue, obviously being one of our mid-profile, lighter coach, this makes a really sturdy floor too.
Yeah, well, because we'll offset every seam so it creates like a Z-lock. So the middle layer, which is double coat Luan, they'll throw that down, which is offset from the bottom layer, the seams, the Azdel.
Okay.
And then the top layer will be offset, which will be single coat Luan. That's the hot melt machine.
So that's putting the adhesive on
Yeah.
the sheets
Yep.
so it'll stick. Yep. How many floors would you say you make in a day?
Right now it's 10, but well, today it's only 9, but on average 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now he dropped the roll down into single coat, so it's only gonna put glue on one side, and that'll be your top layer of the floor.
And that's the Luan
Yep,
going on top of a sheet of
Luan. So it's,
okay,
the only
Luan.
thing that's Azdel right now is the
the
bottom,
bottom
layer.
part. So our road layer basically underneath the coach.
And the Darko seems to stick way stronger to that Azdel on the bottom. 'Cause
Gotcha.
I have seen the floors done where it's Luan on the bottom, and it doesn't stick like it does with the Azdel.
The Azdel, of course, it's not going to absorb any moisture, so the bonding process is way better
Exactly.
than even the best Luan. You know, you still can get some environmental factors that make the adhesion process not quite what it could be.
That's the pinch roller.
Okay, so yeah, what does that pinch roller do when it goes
That's
through?
gonna press the panels down and make sure everything gets stuck good all the way across.
Nice. So it just applies even pressure all the way across.
Yep.
Make sure we have proper adhesion.
Yep. Yeah, once it goes through that, there's no pulling it off.
80 pounds of pressure per square inch
Oh, nice.
is what that's putting down to get all the air bubbles worked out and they get a good press on it.
Now it's pretty common here today. We got the curtains open, but sometimes we got them closed up. For why do we close them up in here?
For climate controlled, we keep the right amount of humidity to the right temperature all year round.
Yeah, because I know we have some sensors in here.
Yeah, automatic misting sensor. So if it gets below, what do you get? 40% humidity, those misters will kick on.
And that helps with the adhesion process, the bonding process.
Yes.
Just to ensure that we have the proper climate in here, despite the temperature outside.
Yeah.
hot or cold.
Yes.
And not only do we have the misters for the humidity, we've got heat and cooling in this area. We have 2 air conditioners, so when it gets 90 degrees and it's really humid, we can kick the air on. It's automatically set to a certain temperature where it cools this area. And normally we keep the curtains closed during those times to hold that in here.
Right. It's
like
a nice 50 degrees outside today, so
Yeah,
so
50
not really
degrees
necessary.
outside, and we've got about 70 in here.
Great, but a very comfortable process in here to work
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. When it's real hot outside, I'm pretty happy to be in this area and not back in routing where it's real hot.
Now, do these guys just do floors, and these guys just
No,
do
they'll do
cycle?
No, they'll do everything.
Okay.
Both tables do all sidewalls, all small parts, rears and floors.
Okay, so they're putting on a layer of 4.7 right now.
Yeah, 4.7
So
Azdel.
can you explain kind of why we're doing it this way versus some other processes?
Well, a lot of places they'll put the double layer 2.7 Luan.
Okay,
So this eliminates the 2 layers of Luan,
right?
and we don't have to worry about those 2 layers of Luan separating or anything like that. So
Gotcha.
one piece, same thickness.
Yeah, so now we can see really what's in there. You know, we got the layer of fiberglass here, 4.7 Azdel right there. The wall, 2.7 on the other side. It's really nothing that can get delaminated or wet, and if it does get wet, it's just doesn't going to affect
It
it.
doesn't affect the Azdel, no.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a wall. Is that wall still outside?
Mm-hmm.
We let it. It was kind of a bad wall. Well, we thought.
We thought it was.
So we set it outside throughout the whole winter, uncovered, let the weather, rain, and everything get on it. Not delaminating, nothing separating, nothing.
It's been sitting out there since September,
Yeah.
So it's okay.
a year ago.
So it'll be kind of like this living testament to,
Right.
Yeah.
to how these walls are built.
Right.
And it's holding up good. I mean,
Nice.
It's Azdel interior. It's Azdel on the glass side.
Yep.
So it doesn't hold water. It won't retain. You know, anything that does take in it
it just comes.
Yeah, if you do have a leak, we want it to come out.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
a lot of times you seal up a coach airtight, and if you get water in it, it'll just kind of stay. If you got something leak inside and it's running out or down through the,
Or it's
through the
able
bottom
to
of
go
the floor,
through. Yeah.
I mean that's a good thing because it'll dry out. Once it's dry, it's
Yeah.
done.
Still good.
Then we can address the leak and go from there.
It's kind of like a sponge almost.
Yeah.
It runs through it.
All right. So this they come off here on one of these big rollers.
Yep.
Gets stored over here, and then the routers.
These are the Plant 3 walls. One of the big A-frames will sit right in the middle.
Okay.
We have sawhorses on both sides, so they'll pull there's a panel router that routes all the openings. Every one of the openings with just the panel router first.
Okay.
They pull it over onto horses, and then they do it with the final route. They route the fiberglass, then
Okay.
all the pieces fall on the ground. We grab with a hoist, and then it gets loaded up onto the A-frames that you see back there. The gist of the panel router is kind of a safety precaution because once you put a hole with that router, it's a done deal.
It is.
So we route everything first, doors, windows, reefer, whatever we got. And they all have prints for the different walls.
Right.
They route all the openings, and then when they do the final route with the big router, it's a done deal.
So this wall will basically be on sawhorses. They'll put a print over the top of it.
Well,
so they know where to cut.
Not over top of it, but they've got a print that they go by. For every model change, there's a different print. Mainly the guy that's doing the panel routing, he's got the print right in front of him, so he knows he can pull a tape measure. All right, there's a window here. He routes that out. It's already got the radius corners in it from the foam department, so he rounds out that window. That's just the decor side of it.
Okay.
Once he gets all them openings and the perimeter cut of the decor, then it gets pulled over on the sawhorses. The holes are already pre-cut, from the panel router, so the big routers come through and now they route the glass out.
Gotcha.
Once that's all said and done, they blow it off. We wipe down all the seams with alcohol, blow all the dust off, and then we put the seam tape on. Once the seam tape's on and it's all rubbed flat, then they grab it with the hoist and put it up on the A-frame and onto the next one.
Cool. Well, let's go look and see what these are stacked up over here. So these are all ready to go here.
Yep, these got laminated first thing this morning, so they'll sit, you know, till tomorrow morning when the routers come in, and that'll be what they start with.
Yeah, and these are ones that are already pressed.
Yep,
So
these already got pressed, 80 pounds
seam
of,
tape will go over these
Yep,
seams, which
Yep,
is nothing
hide
to
them.
replace that if you need to. It's just a simple.
it's a 1-inch sticker,
Yep.
pretty much.
You can almost see the places where it needs to be cut out.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
This is a wall that you guys put out here testing the Azdel material, right?
We thought we had a potential problem in question. We weren't going to gamble putting out a bad wall, so we pulled this wall out of the lineup and was going to get cut up and recycled.
This is Azdel on the inside too.
Yeah.
So this is the interior and exterior wall sitting out in the open.
Yes.
Yes.
How long has it been out here?
9/29 of 21 was when it came out here.
It looks like it just got out here.
We could probably put it on a unit and use it if we had to. I mean, we never will, but we put it out here just to see what was going to happen.
Nothing
And-
happened.
I think we should probably get some of our artists out here to kind of make it look cool, you
Right.
know, for the.
I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this looks like it literally just rolled off the floor.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
because the aluminum framing's not going to rust. This evidently isn't going to delaminate.
No.
Because there's nothing to delaminate.
No, the only thing, the foam turning brown is about the only thing that we've noticed. The only loose piece that we do have right here, that's because we didn't have the glass on this side. So when it pinches through,
You didn't get a solid
we
pinch.
didn't get a solid pinch right there. So that's the only piece that,
I'll tell you, the brown foam, I'm sure somebody on Facebook will mention that.
Yeah, that's pretty critical.
yeah.
That's great.
Well, it
That's
didn't
great
look
and all
like
of
that
it.
when we built the wall.
Yeah.
That's
It's
great and
just
all
from
about the
sitting out here.
Azdel, but your foam's turning brown. What can you do about that? Isn't that under warranty?
I know, right?
This is amazing.
And we have no intention of throwing it away. We're just going to leave it sit until it becomes in the way, and then we have to cut it up. But that's why we spray painted on the date just to see how long it's going to hold together.
So Azdel, there's got to be some trade-offs, right? It's much heavier.
No, it's lighter.
It's lighter. All right. What's the
There's
trade-off?
really no downside. It's better for the environment. It's lighter.
So we're not killing
well,
trees?
I guess the trade-off is it's a little more expensive than Luan, but I think we're willing to kind of accept that and to make sure we have a superior product.
This is great. This is something we should see more of. There should be like a webcam that you can just check in on it every once in a while.
Right.
So Brett, I just want to thank you for showing us around. That was quite an in-depth look at how the lamination process is actually done using Azdel, which is a new product that we really appreciate you guys explaining to us and to our viewers. Because I think if you don't know what it is, you really need to know, because next time you purchase an RV, you may want to see that sticker on the side of it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.